may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
The murder trial of a man accused of killing a former Everett's mayor started this morning. Shelby Shell is accused of murdering former Everett's mayor Ronnie King and setting his house on fire in 2013. Police say King's body was found after the fire was put out. Jury selection for the trial started at 9 this morning in the Farmer Helton Judicial Center in Pineville. After a break around noon, those left in the remaining pool were asked to come back at 2:30. When the jurors were finally selected. Evidence will be presented beginning Monday morning at 10:30. The murder trial of Shelby Shell continued in Bell County this morning. Shell is accused of killing former Everett's mayor Ronnie King in Harlan County in 2013. At 10:30, opening statements and witness testimony from officials, including former Kentucky State Police detectives and arson investigators, were given to the jury. During the testimony, pictures of the crime scene and diagrams of the home were presented. The trial is expected to continue tomorrow. We now know that today, scathing testimony from the brother of a man on trial for murder. Shelby Shell is accused of killing former Everett's mayor Ronnie King in 2013 and setting his house on fire. The trial started yesterday, and we've already heard from police and state medical examiners, but it might be the testimony of Shell's own brother today that could determine whether a jury finds him guilty. He said Shell confessed to the murder.
He says, I just want you to know something, Holmes. He said, I'm a real killer, and that's when he pulled the pistol out.
The trial will continue tomorrow in Bell County at 9 a.m.
Today in Bell County, Shelby Shell, the man accused of killing former Everett's mayor Ronnie King in 2013, continued day 3 in his murder trial. Family members of both King and Shell testified in addition to several others. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has the latest.
6 years ago, Shelby Shell claimed he didn't kill Ronnie King.
I'll beat it in court because I will, because, I didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no evidence on me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't done nothing.
Now he's being tried for murder. And from the witness stand, his brother Ernie Shell doesn't agree with Shelby's plea.
He says, I just want you to know something, Holmes. He said, I'm a real killer, and that's when he pulled the pistol out.
But Ernie Shell is not the only one to say so. The jury heard it in Shelby's words on a tape recording played during James Collins' testimony.
It was about him killing the guy, and he responded with laughter.
Former detectives say the multitude of evidence from both Ronnie King and Shelby Shell tell the same story.
He had this on his person at the time of the arrest. Shelby Shell.
And Shelby Shell is sticking to his words from 2013. In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now the Shelby Shell trial will continue tomorrow at 9 a.m. In warmer weather.
Heard from the prosecution the last several days, and now the defense is calling witnesses in the trial of Shelby Shell. He's accused of murdering former Everett's mayor Ronnie King 6 years ago in 2013. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has the latest from the courtroom.
From behind bars to the courtroom.
It's a mistake. They got the wrong one.
The Commonwealth of Kentucky called into question Shelby Shell's innocent plea again by asking former detective Michael Cornett about how he connected Shell to the murder of Ronnie King.
Did that change in any way your investigation and your conclusion that Shelby Shell killed Ronnie King as you testified there?
No, did not.
Their first witness, John Paul Madden, Shelby Shell's uncle, was asked questions about the credibility of Shelby Shell's brother, Ernie Shell, who testified on Tuesday.
Is Ernie somebody you know to be dishonest?
Correct, yes, he is.
Their second, Pamela Stidham, someone who once lived with Ernie.
I wrote it on the Post-it note that if anything happens to me, Ernie Shell was behind it. He put pillows in my head and a gun.
And Shell's sister, Amber Madden, says she didn't want to think about one of her brothers being accused of murder.
You're afraid of Shelby? Has Ernie ever threatened you?
And with that, the question lingers for the jury. Did Shelby Shell tie up former Everett's mayor Ronnie King and burn his house to get rid of the evidence of the murder in 2013? In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
The trial will continue in Bell County tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Have some breaking news to get to now. This just in, a judge declares a mistrial in Harlan County in the murder case there. Shelby Shell is the man accused of the murder of Ronnie King and burning his home in 2013. After closing statements, the jury began deliberating shortly after 6:30 this evening, and after they could not reach a verdict, they were sent back in to deliberate again and review more evidence. And around 10:50 tonight, the judge declared a hung jury. We will continue to update this story as we learn more information over at WYMT.com.
A Harlan County man accused of killing the former mayor of Everett back in 2013 and then setting his home on fire will get a new trial. Late last night, the judge in the Shelby Shell case declared a mistrial. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talks about what led to the hung jury.
6-6. The jury count that left the courtroom stunned.
The trial's been expensive in time, effort, money, and emotional strain to both the defense and the prosecution. If you fail to agree upon a verdict, the case will remain open.
But no matter how many times the jury deliberated in Shelby Shell's murder trial, they couldn't agree.
So it appears we're not going to have a verdict. We have a hung jury.
Did the defense convince the jury the prosecution left too many holes in their investigations?
Did you interview them at all? No, I did not. From the video, the only thing I could see was a dark figure. Couldn't see who it was.
Or did the prosecution prove Shelby Shell's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
It was about him killing the guy, and he responded with laughter.
For now, both the accused and King's family will have to wait for another day in court. In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
A new trial date has not been set. Whenever we get that, we will keep you updated on air and on WYMT.com.